Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just doing a really simple get ready with me video on this basic everyday fresh makeup look. I'm sitting here, my dog is with me, I am drinking coffee out of this cute little mug from Target, and yeah, I'm just going to show you how to do this look. So if you want a super simple fresh makeup look, which is perfect for any time of the year, just keep watching. To start, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula 24 Karat Gold Serum. This has collagen in it, so this is something that's going to make your skin tacky, making it a great base to use before you go into your foundation, because it's really going to allow your foundation to stick to your skin instead of just sitting on top. I'm going to go with a lighter foundation today, so I'm going to use my favorite MAC Studio Face and Body. Mine's almost out, so I've been having to store it upside down to get the last little bits out. I'm just going to put a little bit on my foundation brush. I am using the Morphe M439, so just kind of a rounded foundation brush. And I am just going to press this all over my skin. I always press foundation into my skin first, and then I'll buff it out by going into little circles. But I like this because it's very hydrating, especially this time of year. My skin is a lot drier, so I like to use something that's more water-based because it'll really give me that hydration that I need. For concealer, I'm going to use Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. So this is very similar to Shape Tape concealer, but this one's just a little bit more, I don't want to say liquidy, but it's not as thick as Shape Tape concealer. And I like this because it's a little bit, what do I want to say? It's not as full coverage as Shape Tape, so it's more of a natural look in my opinion. So I'm just going to put that in the center of my face. I'm going to blend that in using a foundation brush. This is the Morphe E8. It looks like this. And I'm just going to buff that in. I'm going to get my eyelids to prime that for shadow as well. Next, I'm going to set my face with powder. I'm going to be using a mix of the RC translucent powder, and then I'm also going to be using this NYX contour kit. And sorry for the glare. I'm going to be using some of these top shades right here. I'm just kind of mix all three of them. And I will be using the Morphe M438 tapered brush. I'm literally just going to dab a little bit of the RCMA powder, and then I'm going to go in with my palette, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of this yellow color and a little bit of this peach color. And then I'm just going to press that my under eye area and on the lid. This will just help keep my liquids from creasing, which I have a big problem with my under eye creasing a lot if I don't do this step. I'm just going to mix. And I always go back and forth in a tapping motion. And it sounds weird, but I'm doing it to kind of fill the crease so it's not just on top. This way it just really evenly applies the powder and keeps everything in place. So I'm just going to go in with these colors. I'm going to mix these two, and I'm going to apply that on the rest of the center of my face where I put that concealer. I don't do a whole lot because I am trying to keep this more of a natural look, so I don't want it to look too powdery or cakey. I am going to fill my brows real quick. I'm not going to show that because it's going to be very hard for me to do and talk, but I do have a video on how I do my brows, and I will link that for you below. Now that my brows are completely filled in, I'm going to do my eyeshadow next. I'm going to zoom you in so you can really see what's going on. Let that focus. Okay, so for shadow, I'm just going to go in using the shades from this palette, all these dark shades here at the bottom. I'm just gonna do a mix of those. So I'm gonna start with some of the lighter shades, and I am just gonna go all over the lid in sweeping motions. So this is a really quick and easy way to look more put together than you actually are. And I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. So now I'm going to go in with some darker shades from the palette down here. And with a more precise brush, I'm just going to stick below that transition area and get mostly on my lid in the inner corner, or the outer corner, sorry. So we're creating like a shadow effect. And sometimes what I'll do too is I'll just apply a little bit to the under eye area as well. And again, we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. That's really going to be all that we're going to do for shadow. Okay, now for eyeliner, I'm going to be using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. It's a little tube like this. And I'm going to do my best to apply this on camera. But really easy. I'm not going to do a wing liner today. I'm just going to do basically starting from the inner to outer corner, and I'm going to try to get a little thicker as I get to the outer corner. So I'm going to do the same thing to this eye. My eyes are basically done. I'm just going to apply a couple coats of mascara, and then we'll finish off the rest of the face. For bronzing / contouring my face, I'm going to go back in with that NYX palette and kind of mix these first 3 colors together to get like my perfect shade for a contour. And I'm using the Morphe Y1 brush, so just kind of a big flat fluffy powder brush. So it's not going to be super precise, it's going to be more bronzing the face than contouring. So I'm just going to start and kind of like carve out my cheekbones here and not bring it too far in. I'm kind of stopping right like where the outer corner of my eye is and sweeping it back and forth. And then I'm going to do a little bit right here on the side of my temple because it kind of has a natural shadow anyway, so I'm just going to enhance that. And I'm just going to, like I said, dab For the forehead, I'm going to focus mostly on the outer edge and very lightly do it in the middle, but I still want to do it in the middle to kind of help bring it all together. But it's important not to bring it too far down on my forehead, otherwise it looks kind of funny. So I want to keep it really nice and tight with the hairline. And then what I'll do is just with whatever's left on my brush, I'll just kind of run it along my jawline and down on like the sides of my neck. But I don't want to have a ton of product on my brush. To do a little more contouring on my face, such as my nose, I'm just going to go in with the lightest shade of that contour palette and just kind of trace the outside edge of my nose. And I always tap off the excess powder after I dip it in, just so it's not super intense. And then I'm also going to do a little bit under my lower lip, just to kind of enhance that natural pouty look. For blush, I'm going to use the Morphe blush palette, and this is 8W. So they have a warm one and a cool tone one. I'm using the warm tone palette, and I'm using this angled brush. This is the Morphe E4. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm just going to kind of dip it in between these two right here because I like both of them, but one is too light and one is too dark. So I'm just going to mix them and apply it to the apples of my cheeks just to kind of give myself a nice rosy look. And I love this brush. It makes applying blush super easy. Now that that's done, I am going to finish off with some highlighting. I'm going back with the NYX palette, surprise, surprise, and I'm using the lightest shade right here as my highlight. I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to use that just to kind of get the apples of my cheeks and kind of brighten up my under eye a little bit. And I like using this big brush because it really diffuses it so it's not too concentrated in any one area. I'm just going to kind of sweep that powder all over the center of my face. I don't want it to be too intense though because this is more of a natural look. And then sticking with that same color of that palette, if I can find my brush. Here we go. I'm just going to use a little teeny tiny brush and I'm going to use this for some inner corner highlight. I'm just going to pop it in the corner here. And then I'm also going to use this to kind of highlight underneath my brow bone. So right here. And then on the other side. And then I'm also going to do a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And now I need to find what happened to my lip color so I can apply that and I'll be right back. So for lips, I'm using a Becca Cosmetics Glow Gloss, and this is in the shade Rose Gold. This is just a holiday sample that I had gotten last year, but it is honestly the perfect fall color ever. I love it, and it's not super opaque. It's just the right amount of color, and I like the glossy look too because it's so fresh and simple looking. I love it. I'm not going to go in with any sprays today, but if you want, you can use a setting spray such as the Morphe setting spray, or you can go in something with like Fix Plus. But other than that, this look is all done. Just a super fresh, simple makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave me a comment if you want to see more videos. Give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos. Thanks for watching.